Hello everyone, today we will talk how to assess training events. But before we proceed, let me say a few words. You can stop the video anytime for taking notes. You can download the presentation by following the link. You can enlarge the presentation to make it full screen by clicking on the YouTube button. Why we are doing this? We want to inform new IAM staff members on the learning evaluation approach used by the mission. It's based on Donald Kirkpatrick's model of training evaluation. Only some tested techniques presented, many more available and should be explored. Do not forget to undergo the final test on the topic. Why do we need to assess our training programs? Because we want to improve our training program often in real time. We want to avoid learning gap and inefficiency of learning. We want to provide evidence-based training outcomes to our stakeholders and donors. Our approach, as we said, is based on Donald Kirkpatrick's evaluation model. So there are 4 levels plus 1. Level 1 is reaction, level 2 learning, level 3 behavior training transfer, level 4 results, and level 5 return on investment. At level 1, we ask the question, did the participant like the training? What do they plan to do with what they learned? This can be done through event satisfaction form. At level 2, learning, we ask what skills, knowledge, or attitudes changes after training, by how much. This can be done through pre-post testing. At level 3, behavior training transfer, we ask the question, did the participants change their behavior on the job based on what they learned? And level 4 results, did the change in behavior positively affect their organization? This can be done through behavior results evaluation. Sometimes level 5 is added, called return on investment. And the question is, was the training worth the cost? That's a detailed description of Kirkpatrick's model of training evaluation. You can stop here to read it in full, or you can download the presentation and read it again. Level 1 reaction. Let me repeat the question again. Did the participants like the training? What do they plan to do with what they learned? Basically, these feedback forms, learning event assessment, are recommended for all formal training events. They request participants' feedback on training content delivery, training material, facilitator, trainer, facility, quality of facility, logistics, etc. It's a key learning document on assessing training efficiency and effectiveness. So some tips on drafting good training feedback forms. Keep the feedback form short, maximum 1 page and 5 minutes to complete. Tie your question to the objectives of the training. Ask only about things you could or would change. Use primarily close-ended questions. 3 response options, minimum, let's say 5 maximum. While response questions can be rather yes, difficult to answer, rather no, and similar. Include a question about the action the participants are willing to take. So what are you going to do based on the results, on the learning, on the knowledge you received during the training. Use at least one open-ended question to allow the participant to provide specific feedback. You can ask, it's usual to say any other comments, or maybe you have additional comments, suggestions as regarding the training in full or specific components of it. Make completing the form the last part of the training. Make sure the participants understand that you want their honest feedback. Make sure that the feedback forms are anonymous. Event assessment in a nutshell. Again, it's given right after the event so people can give quick and easy feedback. An event is measured by the outcomes of those that attended. Were they happy? Were they informed? Were they confident? What did your attendees feel when the event was over? Few words on study visit. They're expensive and time-consuming activities to prepare, so all of them need to be evaluated. In addition to general question, we ask at feedback forms. The participants should also demonstrate how they will use new knowledge in their practical work. This can be stated in personal implementation plans, reports from study visits, or minutes of meeting following the visit. The implementation of the stated plan and action should be regularly monitored by project team. Training feedback forms, and here goes one example from IOM Ukraine's template. Okay, that's done in Excel format. So basically what we have, there are 3 tabs here: feedback results date, analysis of results, and instruction. Feedback results date. So here we have training title, date, where it was held, experts who conducted it, number of participants, number of questionnaires. So it's always not everybody answers returns questionnaires, and response rate. In this case, almost 70%, which is quite high. And here we enter coded answers of participants. You see, there are questions here. How important was the training topic for you? Will you be able to apply the acquired knowledge, etc., etc. And participant enter a coded answer from, you see, mostly one is meaning, or 5 meaning that the answers are pretty good. So let's see the results. So analysis of results. What we have here, we have this question 1: how important was the training topic for you? And we have 3 responses: important, difficult to answer, and it's not important. As we see, most people, all of the respondents they chose important response, basically 100% satisfaction. And we see a graph here which shows that 100% of participants answered this correctly. Comments are entered in this part, and depending on number of people, we can group them. So we see that some people emphasize that topic, with at least 3% said the relevance of topic, they liked it. Will you be able to apply the acquired knowledge in the field? Again, 100% increase. Yes, people tend to be very nice in doing and positive in evaluating what we do. Again, 100% plus. Again, comments here. Evaluate the amount of new information you gained during the training course. We see that only that 70% participants or 2 participants think that the amount of new information was average. Again, next question is 100. That's another interesting question again. That let's say 33% of not all participants think that the trainers were excellent. Actually, but still 33% think they were above average. Again, there is how would you evaluate the training quality of handouts? Again, above average, so 42%. You see here people tend to be more honest about next question, specific questions. That's all. Here there is an open-ended question which we mentioned before, which asks what would you suggest to change with regards to training course. And 5% said they propose to conduct training with prosecutors and investigators. 2% think they want to see the training conducted more often, etc., etc. This is not all, because it's very important to draft a short narrative reports, which would help your reader. Also, it will help you think about what are your lessons learned, and what you're going to do next based on the results of the topic. Instructions. These are basic instructions which we stated in the presentation. I think they're self-explanatory. So if you need this form, please ask it from your manager, supervisor, or from monitoring and evaluation union. Let's move again to our presentation, and next topic will be level 2 learning, with the question of what skills, knowledge, or attitudes changes after training, by how much. We will talk here about pre and post testing. Learning events should be pre and post assessed wherever feasible. This is an example of pre-post testing form. Pre-test and post-test are meant to collect data from before and after an event that will allow us to determine whether there was any change in knowledge, attitude, or skills. A pre-test is given before the training and measures how much participants already know about the topic, issues, or the concepts to be discussed in the course. The post-test is filled in at the conclusion and measures participants' ability to apply knowledge or perform a specific task learned in the course. How to prepare pre-post tests? Well, they're done only for long-term training events where a substantial knowledge gain may be expected. They ask what key things and concepts a participant should know as a result of the training. They build your question on the key knowledge points. Do not create questions that demand the memorization of extraneous, picky details, but rather important concepts and related facts. Pre-post test questions must have clear answers provided during the course. For sure, include I do not know option to avoid guessing. Well, it's usually 15-20 questions, so it takes 10 or 20 minutes to complete. They should present a balanced mix of true, false, and multiple choice questions. You should avoid items with more than one correct answer, because it will help you to analyze quickly, and people will not be misled by methodology when they know there is only one correct answer. Ask your colleagues or to validate your questions, or you need to pilot them. All pre-post questionnaires must be paired and numbered. Some things about pre and post testing. They will not tell you what people will remember 1 week or 1 year after the training, nor whether they will apply what they learned in their work. For practical skills training, use other evaluation methods: reflection, role play, practical exercises, final presentation, project defense session, etc. Let me give an example. What is human trafficking? The illegal trading of humans for commercial exploitation. Job as a nurse abroad. People selling cars. What's wrong with this question? What's wrong? Well, I think that the answer, you don't need a specific training to identify the correct answer. So answers should be they should look similar. So you have to develop responses that are substantively distinct from one another. Develop incorrect responses that are potentially plausible but clearly wrong. Another example. Are you aware how to protect yourself from HIV, TB, and hepatitis C, and how these diseases are spread? I know, I don't know, I don't want to know. Well, what's wrong with this question? Well, stay away from conjunctions such as and, but, except, and or. So basically, why? Because as you see here, there are two sentences connected with conjunction and. So it's better to have, let's see another example. What is the internationally accepted definition of human trafficking according to the Palermo Protocol? That is exploitation of a person by other people, organizations, appropriation of their work results, transportation, harboring, transfer, and receipt of person by other people for the purpose of exploitation and gaining profit, work of one person for another for a small fee or free under coercion in humiliating conditions, purchase or sale of a person by other people or organizations to labor or sexual slavery. I do not know. As you see, you need to undergo specific training to identify the correct answer. In this case, this is answer 2. Transportation, harboring, transfer, and receipt of person by other people for the purpose of exploitation or gaining profit. I think this is a good question. Okay, let's move forward. When preparing true-false questions, construct questions that are simply worded, to the point, and unambiguous. Simple sentences are straightforward and have fewer words than more complex, multi-phrase sentences. There are many types of human trafficking. True, false, I don't know. What's wrong with it? I think it's a question too general. So vocabulary should not be interpreted in different ways. There are many types of human trafficking that uses a word many, and therefore misleads training participants and can be interpreted in many different ways. A better option would be sexual and labor exploitations are examples of human trafficking. True, false, I don't know. When you have open-ended questions, begin them with how, who, or what. Avoid questions that begin with why, when they may appear judgmental. Why do you think that good behavior isn't risky? Well, I think it sounds very judgmental in this case, and people may not like them. This is a good example of open-ended questions. List at least 3 most risky behavior as regards human trafficking. This can be 1. Employment abroad, seeking casual income, employment through intermediaries, marriage through the marriage agency. So in any case, whatever participant answer, if it's correct, then the question is assessed as correct. Case-based question. A short case study and then poses question based on the information available in the case study. Require participants to apply discrete facts or bits of knowledge to a situation they will likely encounter in their workplace. Can be true, false, multiple choice, or short answers. Short answer questions will provide you with a better sense of participants' knowledge. Let me give you an example. A 15-year-old girl from Ukraine is a victim of human trafficking who suffered from sexual labor exploitation in Poland with a total length of exploitation 9 months. The following questions have only one right answer. Circle the letter of each correct answer. What is the maximum measure of punishment for human traffickers in this case, assuming they're under investigation? 12 years imprisonment with or without confiscation of property. 15 years imprisonment with or without confiscation of property. Up to 6 months imprisonment without confiscation of property. I do not know. Well, sorry, let's go back. It's clear that you need specific preparation. You need to have a training to answer these questions correctly. I don't know, I think this answer B is correct. 15 years imprisonment with or without confiscation of property. That's it. This is the end of part 1.